the meaning of a cultural exchange is, when I refer to the operations within the art world, this term is often overused and misunderstood. Having said that, I think this project has been a remarkable cultural exchange, and one that I believe has not ended yet. In this project, we've brought Australian and Chinese artists together over time to witness peoples that are striving to maintain their traditional cultural values. And along the way, we shared many common lived experiences.
高原带到了成都，所以经历了一个就是跟生命息息相关的一个里程，所以我想说做一个跟生命有关系的东西。特别是在那个成都那个医院的时候，当我看到那个艺术评论家躺在那个床上，然后他的那个心脏一直在跳，一直在跳，所以我想说，我就用这个心脏做一个主题来做一个东西。所以回来的时候我就开始构想这个作品。所以在展览的前几个月就把这个东西做出来。
These paintings I did based on a trip I did through Australia and then through China, and they're a combination of Chinese and Australian forests, one on top of the other. And also there's a skull motif in the final painting because we saw some amazing things on the trip, and one of them was a Tibetan sky burial. So death death seemed to be following us on this trip.
所以我就想跟这两个之间一种对比，这种比如土壤啊、动植物之间，也就生命频率之间的一种对比。对，他们那种性爱方式、生殖方式，比人类要千变万化多了。就是那种种类就繁复的，而且超乎人类的想象。所以你记住以后，你会发现，他们那种生存方式，他们那种传播方式，生命力比人类本身要丰富得多。所以这个很受启发。
Watching Charlie from Bulgaru use a spear thrower to launch a spear was really a demonstration of the way some really subtle and sophisticated engineering goes into the technology used by Aboriginal people living in a very traditional way in Australia. And the second key experience that I drew on with the trip was the sky burial that we witnessed. The sky burial is a traditional type of burial where the corpse is fed to griffon vultures. The bird's eating a human body takes that physical human body and launches it into the atmosphere through the vessel of these birds. And I really am interested in this idea of the extension of the self into the surrounding space. It's literally an expansion of the physical self into the distance, and that's really the connection that I wanted to bring between those two particular events and the trip that we made.
树和一堆骨头，对，这是骨头石，然后被碳化之后呢，在一个滚筒里面不断的滚，怎么说？实际上更多的是一个浓缩的一个时间概念，就像我们这样，把时间和空间的给搅磨掉了之后，会发现是一条黑色的河。当时我们在那边碰见过一个地方叫黑水。 黑水，对。所以当碳呢被碳化之后，它可能形成了一个新的生命旅程吧，我认为是这样的。然后他们自己又继续流淌。
Presenting 3 drawings here, or 4 actually. There's one over here as well, but. In particular, presenting 3 drawings. They're all using these two here using Chinese ink. Sort of come out of that moment where a fusion of energy or an idea and a representation of that, how that idea is composed, or how it ignites, and also how all sorts of things might ignite. The idea of change and cultural shift. These things have flowed out of this trip really, and travelling through Arnhem Land and travelling through Tibet. This work is, it's called Three-Legged Dreaming, but the actual centre of the drawing, which is the rock form through here, it's taken from a rock in Arnhem Land, and this rock is actually represents a three-legged dog that formed the landscape. It formed a riverbed through Arnhem Land. I wanted to incorporate, this particular rock, this experience into the work. So I used two, very elemental things, fire and water. So the rock's sort of jostling between them.
I'm delighted to be here this afternoon to launch First Light Residency project in landscape, a key exhibition in the year of Australian culture in China. Imagine Australia.
对，是从空气中，它温度过低。West. Yes.
Very nice to meet you.
We also sponsor